Upgrades.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Jorge giving you a quick review of the Netflix exclusive Straw. Now, this movie was written and directed by Tyler Perry. It stars Tahija P. Henson, and this was an interesting one. The synopsis of this is: a single mother navigates a series of unfortunate events, leading her down an unforeseen path where she becomes embroiled in a situation she never envisioned, finding herself at the center of suspicion in an indifferent world. Where can I start with this movie? You know how you watch some movies and you kind of start watching it and like halfway through you know it's not for you, but then you try to see if you can just kind of like push it through because maybe it'll turn into a movie that you may enjoy or you may like. This one just wasn't for me. I'll go ahead and say that. I will say, in terms of the characters, some of them very, very believable. Some of them straight garbage. Straight garbage. Yeah, it was rough, and this was one that I tried to enjoy. I think that's the hard part about this. Like, I truly tried to enjoy this movie and get something out of it, and unfortunately, it's like there was nothing here that made me like go crazy or want to jump up and down for this. This is first and foremost like the beginning of this movie is it gets you involved and it kind of sucks you in a little bit, and you start feeling very sorry for this mom who is kind of doing everything she can to take care of her daughter, and the more you're trying to like follow this story and the more you're trying to get through it, and you kind of see everything that this mom is doing, it's heartbreaking, and it's a part of society that we live in, and just something that people have to deal with. I think where this movie starts going like completely sideways, it's just kind of the tempo of how everything unfolds. It's almost like one thing after another after another after another. And I understand people have like bad lucks and people can mess up and life happens, but to this amount, no, it's not going to happen. And then a lot of it also is it just wasn't believable. Like the dialogue some of the dialogue, I mean, was rough, and it's not like I expect the world, from a Tyler Perry movie, but this was rough. And obviously the leads did the best that they could, but at the same time it was rough. At the end of the day, I think more than anything, what people might get from this movie is understanding the other side. And what I mean by that is like what those that aren't privileged go through, like what those that are like truly struggling go through, and how quickly one thing can lead to another to just make everything snap. The part where this just kind of for me, takes beyond a left turn and all that. Kind of starts from probably when her car gets hit. And if you've watched the movie, you kind of know that scene. So that scene, first and foremost, is the most just unbelievable scene, period. And from there you go into the bank scene, and when you start getting like the detective who magically becomes an expert like negotiator, like it's just crazy to me. And you add that to then the detective also, you know, can relate to her and all this. Like, it's just stuff that in the real world wouldn't be happening and just wouldn't happen, period. Like, I think that's the best way to put it. It would not happen. And it's weird because you obviously, like, race plays a huge tone in this, but it's very tiring of, like, you know, the white versus black, like, stereotype, you know, and just the repetitive nature of it, to the point where, like, you know, even when the FBI comes in, like, it's a white guy telling, you know, like, the black officers to, like, say, like, it's a very old approach, and I feel that it could have been done better. There could have been things that were just done better. Like, it's one of those movies that you watch and you're like, this could have been good. They just needed to do better. And I think that's the problem. You know, I think more than anything with this movie, because when you take the story, you know, from a high level, you know, let's go over like the 3,000 view down, it's not a bad story. But when you pair an okay story with terrible dialogue and very typecast situations and stereotypes, like, it becomes very predictable and becomes also very, like, out of this world, like, impossible for some of the things to happen. And I think that's the part that was most disappointing. You know, I want to also say, like, and I don't want to do spoilers, and I don't know how to not do spoilers on this movie, but the ending, like, oh, baby Jesus, I don't know what they were thinking with the way that they ended this movie. Like, and there's no way of talking about it without spoiling it, so I'm not. But Mother of God, was that that ending was so terrible and was so completely almost comical. Like, it took, in a way, it took away from all the seriousness with what they were trying to do, which made it so outlandish and so out there. Yeah. I think if I had to rate this one, the ending alone killed it for me more than anything else. I could get over bad writing. I can get over, like, a lot of stuff, but the ending, like, terrible. I would say, and I know this movie was not for me. I would probably grade this I would say a 3 out of 10. Like, this is just blah. Like, I would not waste my time watching it again. But that's just me. But on the bright side, you know, the leads did an awesome job doing the best that they could with what they had. But as always, you know, this one was just not a good one. But that's what I'm here for. I get to watch really good movies, and I get to watch movies like this sometimes, which are complete duds. But as always, this is Jorge, and let me know what you guys thought about this one. Let me know if you guys saw it. Let me know where you guys stand with this one, because for me it was a no-go. But anywho, as always, this is Jorge, and we'll see you next time. Peace.